Hello, everyone. We're back. And welcome to
Yes.
part two. Part two
Part
of our
two.
top
Part
10
two.
to watch of the women's division of the British wrestling scene. The top 10 women to watch. And I went first last time. So, Mr.
You're gonna go
Crothers,
that
would
way.
you like to go first?
All right then. Okay. So let's go. All right. I'm gonna go with somebody that not many people are fully aware of. This person has been on the with the pandemic as well. I'd say about 2 years. She's recently formed a successful tag team with another talented person, another talented talent, which is unlike any other tag team that you'd see on the scene. But even by herself, she is ridiculously talented and ridiculously full of charisma. I've never ever seen a room chant "She's so zesty" before, but when it comes to this person, that's exactly Clementine.
I've only ever heard good things, but I've never had the fortune of watching it live, and that's someone on my list to watch for this coming year.
Twice I've seen her, and 3 times because she got through to the. No, she didn't. Never mind. Oh no, yes she did.
Yes, she did.
Fucking hell. Yes, she did.
How many runs have you had?
She got through to the she got through to the 30-minute Iron Woman match. I've even had a room chant sweet Clementine instead of sweet Caroline.
I like that. That's great. I'm on board with that one.
But so she's got so much to offer. And then you've got the tag team that she has with Charles Crowley, the BDSM, which is not what you think it is.
No, I've seen the shirt that Adam has of that
big, dangerous, scary mammals. Yeah, just brilliant, and she's got a lot to go ahead of her. Yeah.
Can't wait to watch her. Can't wait.
And shoot.
I'm starting big with someone who has burst onto the scene this year, but next year, I can guarantee you there will be title gold episode on her shoulders.
Okay.
Because I could just see it being skyrocketed. She is just ridiculously good at every little bit, and that's Hardy Hudson.
Yeah, and she's on my list as well. She's on my list.
It's just one of those, in my eyes, where it would be there was fireworks going off.
Yeah, because it's Happy New Year. Yeah, it's the first of January, and I've got to catch a fight in 4 hours. Fun, which probably means I'm getting no sleep tonight. Yeah,
probably won't be myself. So
yeah.
Anyway, Holly Hudson for me is the one to watch in general in my eyes. Personally, for me, she's
got the look. She's got the moves. She's got the look that not many people have as well. It's a distinct look that
she can play babyface. She can play heel.
Straight away. Yeah, she can do it both. She can do both ways, and that's
amazing.
That's a talent in itself.
She's versatile. She's a lovely person. Honestly,
she can wrestle anyone.
First time I saw her,
she can wrestle anyone. She can. With the TNT Scramble, you saw it with the TNT Scramble. She could just wrestle anyone. She's wrestling. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Knew that was going to happen. She's wrestling Alexis Falcon up at Wrestle Island.
Oh, I would literally go just for that.
20th of February.
It's just
20th of February.
incredible. I'd go just for that match because on it, she's that
20th
good.
of February.
She's that
It's
good.
the main event. It's going to be the main event. It's Wrestle Island. Again, tickets and all that bollocks. You're welcome, Peter. Yeah. Sorry.
PayPal. The last few years, we saw the likes of Tonga, Alexis Falcon, Lizzie Evo. We saw these people rise to prominence into the top tier elite level of stars that they are now. Stars that are leading the division at the moment.
She's
and
next.
right now, Harley's
She's
next.
She's next.
Yeah.
She's next. Absolutely. Okay, so let me just get my list back up. Okay, so I'm gonna go next with somebody who I've become really good friends with. And for me, away from Merseyside, should be everywhere within the north and the south and everything else. But she's just getting properly out there, which is brilliant. But next year it's going to be massive for her, and I'm talking about Gia Adams. Now, Gia Adams.
She's on my list as well.
Yeah, I thought she would be. So Gia Adams is somebody who has the charisma. She's got, people, and she said this herself. So this is not something that I'm saying, completely off the cuff, to dig at her or anything. But a lot of people have talked about her build and the reason, the girl can move and do it really well. Honestly, like the girl knows exactly what she's doing. She can hang with pretty much. I've not seen her in an intergender situation yet, but I know for a fact that she would absolutely knock lumps out of anybody that she.
Tell me you wouldn't want to see her beat 10 bars out of Lance Rivera.
Yeah, well.
Come on.
Yeah.
Gia Adams.
Gia Adams is the same age as me. She's actually
fantastic.
Her birthday is literally one day after mine, which is one thing that we laugh about quite a bit.
She's brilliant. Yeah, she's got a bigger brother, but she uses that to her advantage.
Yeah, exactly.
Her moveset, her style, everything she does is tailored around that, and it's fantastic. Who cares? As long as she's fantastic in the ring. She's a lovely person, and she's safe.
Exactly. Yeah.
She's entertaining.
Okay, who have we got?
Fuck everyone else. Southern.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit.
One of the most rising stars in the scene, and nobody can ever convince me otherwise. She's
gonna be answering those pricks.
And you know
performing
what else she can
week in and week out in the ring.
Yeah, and she can do it both ways as well.
Mm-hmm.
She can do it as a baby face. She can do it as a heel. I've seen her do it both ways, and it works. Right, exactly. Next.
All aboard.
Oh, here we go.
Kelly Van Ness. I'm sorry, I can't not add her. She's a saint in every facet of the imagination. She comes out, and you instantly just like her. Exactly. You instantly like her. But her gimmick can be a little dangerous, and you can look at her.
I've never seen anybody else do that anywhere.
Exactly.
Anywhere.
It can be a bit dangerous, and like people can look at it and think, "Oh, is it a bit goofy? Is it this?" But no, she's gonna mean streak, and when she turns it on, she turns it on, and I love that. Kelly's fantastic. She's got a great mindset. She's lovely.
Yeah.
And I can't get enough of the gimmick. I can't get enough of the dance.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
amazing. I can't get enough of it. So yeah,
yeah.
it would be
Brilliant.
an absolute crime not to add Kelly to my list.
Great stuff. Yeah. Okay. Right. So, oh, fuck it. I did right. So let's go with somebody who I saw going from training up in Preston and has gone basically from strength to strength ever since. And if you haven't seen her this year, then you've been living under a fucking rock.
That's true.
Yes, exactly. Miss Purple Hair, Rio.
Got it written down
Rio.
as well. That's why I
Yeah.
kind of separated her from the Northwest Strong conversation. But yes, I've got Rio as well because, yeah, I hadn't seen too much of her. I'd always seen her, intermittently at shows like at Future Shock or something like that, where it's like the odd match, but nothing to really sink your teeth into.
So
and then
I've
Catch
seen,
happened,
yeah,
and she was against Lizzie.
But
There you go.
the thing is, we've seen her against Lizzie before.
Yeah,
we saw her against Lizzie during like the Future Shock Women's Legacy tournament where Lizzie had that brunette hair which she hated and all that sort of thing. She's always said
mad
to
how
me,
much she's changed. She's
I know
changed
exactly.
so much.
I know. She's always said she said to me, "Who the fuck let me have that hair? Who the fuck let me have that hair?" Anyway, yeah, Rio, unbelievable. Now the other week at Catch, I saw her have a match. Saw her have a match with Kid Lycos. Unreal. And she beat Kid Lycos.
That's the thing, though. You look at Rio and think you're getting the wrong side of her. Your head's rolling. She'd knock you out.
Yeah.
She'd believably knock you out.
Exactly.
Much like Gia. If you look at Gia and think she'd knock you the fuck out. And so would Harvey.
At Tuesday Night Graps, like G Money called her. I think he called her a babe or something like that. And she headbutted him so hard. It was like,
yeah, you don't say that to Rio. She'll knock you out.
Yeah, exactly. Right, who have you got now? Who have you got next? Come on, let's get through this.
You and I know her actually quite well.
Here we go.
You and I know her quite well. Helena Razor.
Yeah.
I don't know. Simply put, she plays second fiddle in every single show. Because she isn't even the most over person.
I knew she was going to be on your list. She's not on mine.
She isn't the most. She isn't even the most over person in her family. Her son is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
but she's a sweetheart. I love her, and the thing with Helena for me personally is her story of what she's been through and what she's doing at the moment, where she's come from and where she's been. I love Helena so much. For
12 years, 13 years. And this is what's mad to me is, and she says this to me all the time, like when I get down about wrestling, because I do sometimes quite a bit.
Oh, yeah,
because there are certain things that I can't do that I see my mates doing and absolutely smashing, and I think, oh my God, like I wish that I could do this, but I obviously can't for certain reasons.
Oh, yeah.
She reminds me numerous times that without my input, there was no way that she would be stepping into a ring in the first place. And that still baffles me nearly 4 years on. It blows me away to a certain extent, to see her face people like, she was supposed to face Tonga, but we all know that didn't happen for certain reasons. But she's had, she's been in the ring with Lana before. She's been in the seeing things like that. It's like,
Truly,
okay,
someone of the future in my eyes.
yeah,
I think she, as a person, you don't get many nicer. Her heart is an absolute heart of gold. She's a role model
yeah,
of a parent,
yeah,
a role model of a friend in general, and
yeah,
I could sit here and talk about her all day. And
yeah.
not get bored. I think she's a saint. I really do.
Unfortunately, we don't have all day. And we've got other people to get through.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So you'll understand why I say this to a certain extent. There are a couple of names on here that when I explain, because people will go, oh well, they're a star, you're a star. Well, yeah, but I'll explain. Okay.
And this is ones
So
to
I put
watch. It
so
depends
I
on you.
put Molly Spartan on the list. Now the reason why I did this,
I love her.
right?
I love her.
Now the reason why I did this, and there was a reason behind this, right, is because, and it still happens to this day, unfortunately, right, where people look at her and instantly associate her with her husband, Wolfgang.
Oh,
Now,
how do you look at
this
someone as
is
talented, as organically
this is
talented as
this
her?
is my
Like
this
that?
is my thing, and I'm sorry, Kelly, you nearly made me list, but it's I couldn't put like two lots of taxing and what's it like she's done the thing with the she wolves, she did things with the queen bees, she's done like death matches with Gia Adams, everywhere she goes, that she's there, and it's like bang, bang, bang.
But she's gold.
She's
She's
going to
gold
be
wherever she
everywhere.
is.
She's going to be
She's gold
everywhere.
wherever she is.
She's
I've said this. It's my first time
good
watching
morning.
Molly Spartan. I said this was my very first time watching, and you can pluck her up.
Yeah,
And there
she's
are
going to
others like
be.
this, but you can pluck Molly Spartan, put her in a promotion from the ground up, and you can build a promotion around Molly Spartan, and she can confidently carry that promotion without a
She's going to be
hitch,
everywhere.
without a
She's going to be
problem.
everywhere.
She
Now,
can confidently do that.
when we saw her go through Future Shock, you would confidently look at her and look at the way that she carried herself and the character and everything like that. And she openly said this, like on your podcast that you had with her a few months ago, which was one of my favourite episodes that you've done, by the way.
Thank you.
That she sort of explained that Future Shock was like the break into the scene that she had. But you would never have guessed it because of the way that she carried herself.
She was a champion before she won the championship.
Yeah. Who was it? Yeah. I know where you're going with this.
Do you know what I mean?
I know where you're going with this. It was Lana Austin.
Before she even won that title, she carried herself like a champion.
Yeah, exactly.
She always does. No matter where she is, there are certain people who you look at and think, championship material. Carry themselves like a champion. She carries herself like a champion.
I know we've mentioned this match numerous times on the podcast. Yeah, I know she mentioned it and we've mentioned it as well. But one match that sort of stands out, and it's not even one that people would like, oh my God, yeah, go out of the way to see this. I wasn't even there for this match, right? And it was Lana Austin and James Drake versus Molly Spartan and Damon Lee in an all bins legal tag team match, right? Listen.
Oh my Lord. Yeah.
There are very, very, very few people that make that work.
It was the peach punch to DDL that got me because it was supposed to be, it was always going to be Lana, and he's got his eyes closed, and she tags out to James Drake, and Molly's trying to warn him. He goes, "No, I've been waiting all my life for this."
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
James Strait
Yeah.
that does it. It was
Yeah.
just,
Yeah. Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
gold. It was
Yeah.
perfect from start to finish because it was the
Yeah.
perfect storm. Lana Austin, James Strait, DDL, Molly Spartan. Nothing can go
It's
wrong with that. Those four wrestlers
the
in one ring.
thing with Molly Spartan and it's absolute madness is the fact that the Future Shock Women's Championship was the first title she'd ever held, right? Ever.
Madness.
Ever held, right? And before and after then, right, she hadn't held any other title. And then she won the TNT tag team titles, right? I will not, I'm not afraid to say this, but I burst into tears when she won the tag team titles with Casey.
I wouldn't ever demonize you for that. No, not at all.
I burst
I've
into
had moments
tears.
like that.
I've had moments like that. She came to me after the match straight away, knowing that I was there for her first title win as well. She came to the match. She nearly ran to me to give me a hug. Right. Bear in mind that I risked not getting the early train to see this. Right. And it was the way that it was played out because that wasn't even meant to be the original match. That just came out of nowhere. And yeah, it was just, she's just a star.
Yeah, instant as soon as you see her. As soon as you see her. Because in my eyes, I can say the same for Casey as well. They're both fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Spartan,
I would say that Casey is a little bit more established than Molly Spartan, which is probably why she didn't make my list completely. But
I understand that, yeah.
Because, she's a 4-time ICW Women's Champion, so that really doesn't make her one to watch. But
I got a nice hug from her at Extreme Fears as well, Casey owns. So
yeah. The hugs that they give, it's yeah.
They are. I never will ever have a bad thing to say about her.
Yeah, right. Next.
Great talents.
Next.
My next one.
Could talk about those all day.
My next one is Lucia Lee.
Oh, she's not on my list, but okay, yeah.
Just my first time seeing her was that catch against Ivy.
Yeah.
And she's just great.
She carries herself really well, doesn't she?
She's hilarious on Twitter. They took the whole pre-show thing and ran with it. And it was just, which I still think is a strange concept for an indie show.
It's so funny because the promoters go in on it as well.
They were going in as well.
Lucia we put you on the main show. We put you on the main show, and you fucking lost.
Yeah. We want to make money. That's why we put them in the pre-show. So it was brutal stuff, but it only helped serve a great purpose of hyping the match. And Lucia Lee is fantastic.
I can see exactly where they're going with that, and it's working really, really well.
Lucia Lee is brilliant, and
she's got
someone I'd love to see more of.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't wait to see more of Lucia Lee.
Absolutely.
She's fantastic and commanded. As soon as her music went off, because she entered first, she just went to everyone. Can we just take a moment to appreciate the new gear? A bit of a round of applause for the gear.
Yeah.
I was like, that, as soon as the music ends, it's all quiet. I was like, that was just brilliant. Yeah. That was just really great.
Yeah. Okay.
Fantastic.
Right.
Lucia Lee.
Okay, so this is another one that she's sort of as an established star, but I feel like she can go more places and do more things and everything like that. Alexis Falcon.
Yeah.
Now
I didn't put her on because I saw her as more of an established star. But
The reason
she's just incredible.
the reason why that I'm putting her there is because when I originally made this list, because it was like weeks and weeks and weeks ago that I did this for. I originally did it for Grapple Theory, who are great people, great guys, and I write articles for them and all that sort of stuff. But the reason why I put that on there was because although she's held titles before, she's got a load of things coming away. Like she's a former Future Shock Women's Champion. Right?
Great reign as
now,
well.
One thing that we've talked about in the past, me and her, is the fact that if it wasn't for her and Holly and the way that they carried that match at the end of that year, you know, they instantly hated Alexis and they absolutely loved Holly. And I said, well, there's a reason for that, and that's because you carried the heat and carried the hatred, you know.
It was the perfect concoction of the most organic babyface you could get in Holly Barlow and an immensely hateable heel in Alexis Falkland. That, in my eyes, was the best feud of that year.
She's just so hate. You know, you can hate her like that. And one moment that we haven't even mentioned on the podcast yet is when the accident. Right, let me tell this story and let me set this scene. Right, so in this room, in the catch room where the show was, you had the ring in the middle of the room, and there was no like specific entrance for the wrestlers. So they were entering through the same way that people were going to the toilet, you know,
lovely.
And going out and going in and all that sort of stuff. You know, I saw a bit of the pre-match conversation that her and Chantal Jordan had, and, you know, that's lovely and all that sort of stuff. But that's besides the point. So I went to the toilet, saw them just about to sort of go out. Okay, they've gone through the door. Chantal was just about to do her entrance just before Falcon and JJ went out. Falcon and JJ went out. I thought, right, okay, I'm safe now. I can move. So I go in there. I get in JJ Webb's way. He plays move, get out of the way, move. You know, I spoke to Falcon the day after at Spirit, and she just went, that just added to it in the first place. Fair play to you. Anyway, next.
It was like whoever I was sat, I just saw him just go right into here. Yeah, fair play. My next one is linked to my last one that I just said, and that's the Pretty Little Killers.
Yeah.
The entrance alone just gets me. It sells me on them before they even do anything.
Ivy's on my list.
I've got them both on personally because they're both fantastic.
I think that they're both brilliant. I think that Ivy's the strongest out of the two of them, just for the way that she's a gobby little shit.
The way she carries herself.
And she carries herself with it, and it really, really works. Like for example, like just before the match started between her and Lucia Lee, started the anyone but Ivy thing and all that sort of stuff. She instantly, like, the best standoff I've had with Ivy was at Catch 2. And we laugh about this all the time, Ivy and I, right? And I can't remember what it was. The crowd just wasn't into the match. It was her and Clementine, and the bell rang, and the crowd just weren't into it. So I just said something along the lines of like she had blue hair at the time. So I'm going, right, just get on with it, you fucking smurf, you know. She had no she she had no idea to start with that was me. She said this before, but when it clicked, it was me. She went, "King, yes, I can get right." And she got right into, and they even picked it up on commentary. Like Mark Adams and JJ Webb. Mark looked at JJ Webb and went, "Oh, she's arguing with your mate." It's like, yeah. So the two of them, like even Ruby, like on the outside during the Lucille Lee and Ivy match,
He was
like
great.
she knew what why are you booing? Why are you?
It's not easy being a manager somewhere. It's not easy being outside the ring and trying to trying to make sure that your actions don't steer away from what's in the ring, but instead enhance it.
Exactly.
It's very difficult and fine line to walk. And she was really, really great.
I will never, ever forget that one time that Falcon managed Tonga that one time, and she was just flirting with everyone.
Yeah, I remember that.
In the front row, to the point where one woman nearly lamped her.
Yeah, she wasn't happy, was she?
No, she wasn't. Right, come on, right. we need to get moving with this. Let's see who's not been mentioned on the list. Okay. Again, another person who is sort of established, and she's probably the only person or one of the only people that will get this joke. You'll get it, but she's been on the network.
Has she been?
Yeah, has she?
Did you know she's been on the WWE network?
Yeah, has she? Tonga. Honestly, seriously, the girl has so much more to do, but she's so talented. And to say that we saw a debut.
We did.
3 years ago against Molly Spartan as a replacement.
That's usually how a lot of people get their break. Harley Hudson got her break.
Exactly.
In Future Shock by a replacement.
It was
usually how it works.
It was so good.
You take that and you run with it.
She is brilliant, and her theme.
It's one of the best themes in wrestling right now. That and synergies.
Dun, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, it's now stuck in my head. Tonga's is now stuck in my head.
She's going everywhere. There's no other way of saying
I've
that.
seen, again, the same reason for Tonga is the same reason with Falcon. This is why I've omitted her. But being in training, in Future Shock training, with Tonga being there, it's such an amazing insight. It's so amazing having her there. And watching her from her debut to up to now, she's a ring general. She's so damn good at what she does, her craft. And we've watched her improve since day one. We've watched her. So you get that sense of like a little bit more closeness, more attached to them because you've seen the journey from the very beginning. And that's how I feel with Tonga. Tonga is just the best.
I'm still going, but go ahead. Yeah.
She's the best. Absolutely. She's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And someone who, once again, you can pluck her up. Say Tonga, Alexis Falcon are both in the same bracket when it comes to this in my eyes, but you can just pit them like with Molly Spartan. And you can build an entire division around them easily. They're that good. And Tonga is simply just incredible. Like when she's got her opponent in the corner and a fan heckles her, she's like, "What?" Like that. I push them back like that and lean over. Go, what's that? It's a tiny little thing, but oh my lord, it is effective. It's so good.
And she's another one that can do it both ways. Again, like
great babyface, fantastic heel.
Very few people that can do it both ways. Like
Yeah.
Although I wasn't there, I saw the reaction that Tonga got when she won the OPW women's title up in Morecambe, and she was instantly hated, which is great, you know.
What you want? It's what you want.
Exactly. That's exactly what you want. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It
Ah.
is. It's exactly what you want. Yeah.
My next one.
Okay. Go on.
Heidi Katrina.
I knew she was gonna pop up somehow.
I've got a funny story with her. That catch show was obviously the first catch show I've been to. Adam took me. Adam got me a ticket as a present.
Yeah.
He says it was a present. He just wanted me to see Heidi Katrina.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was against Harley Hudson.
It was brilliant.
You're looking at me, for God's sake.
Yeah.
It was me and I think her mum. Everybody else was cheering for Heidi Katrina.
Yeah.
So when
I met her mum, she sound.
When it came to the merch, and Adam and all the group that we were with were talking to Heidi.
Heidi and Daniel and yeah.
Well, yeah, about that. Adam, being the arsehole that he is, he was booing you. So, oh yeah, thanks, mate. He was cheering for Hardy, and so he brought me. Like she looked. First of all, I needed the toilet, right? So when she looked at me and went, "Well, you can go away," I was like, "This is my turn to leave." And I thought she'd heard me. Now she looked down. I went to the toilet, right? And apparently she looked back up, saw that I'd gone, and went, "Has he actually gone?" Oh, I think she felt bad. So like I came back and she's like, "I didn't know you're deaf." I was like, "No, I need toilet." So Adam got me an 8x10 picture of her. Adam bought me like an 8x10, and she was going to sign it. And she's like, "What do you want me to write down?" Adam was like, "He was booing you. Write a mean message. He was the one booing you. Don't be nice to him. He was proper leathering it up, right? So don't be nice. He was being an arse."
Yeah.
So she writes down, "Drink bleach and you know the rest. Love, Heidi Katrina."
Brilliant.
I don't think she wanted to write it, but Adam is the absolute master of peer pressure. That's not a good trait to have.
She when she was leaving that catch show, I nearly got in her Uber by mistake. I nearly got
absolutely brilliant. She's fantastic.
She's another one.
She could bend you like a pretzel with her little finger.
She's another one that will go everywhere.
I'm waiting for that. Yeah, fantastic.
She's already it's in a way she already is a massive star because she was handpicked to go to Japan as the first British sandbag girl by Meiko Satomura. So
lovely stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I must admit, a lot of it was down to the fact that Adam would not be very happy if I omitted her from this list. Just to make him happy, the bed end.
Okay, so I've mentioned her before. We'll mention her again because she's immensely talented. Chantel Jordan. Yeah. My first time watching her was again at Catch, which was quite a lot of first times at Catch. But that was brilliant. Amazing. She's great. She's so good. She is. She's someone I'd like to see more of, definitely. Yeah. Got a different style as well. There's not many things that you can say about Chantel Jordan apart from she makes everybody pig sick with her talent, and it's like her and she kicks very, very, very hard. She does, she does. She's very, very good. Very, very good, and I enjoyed her match. I enjoyed watching her. Of course, Alexis Falcon is immensely hilarious, very entertaining. Chantal Jordan more than held her on. She genuinely was absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed
watching her. I enjoyed her style because on the British indie scene, it's few and far between that have that kind of style.
Yeah. Go.
I have
Last
two
two.
left.
Yeah, last two.
I'm gonna save one.
Well,
till
you've got
last.
two and I've got one, I think.
I'm gonna save one till last, yeah, because it's
Okay.
sentimental to me. So I'm gonna say
Okay.
Aurora Tevez
Okay.
because this year she won the Futureship Women's Championship, albeit for a short amount of time, but still a massive achievement.
Yeah.
But I don't think we've seen anything of her yet. And her match in LWF was
I was
brilliant,
going to say,
really
yeah.
great. She works a better heel than her face in my eyes. And I don't think we've seen anything from her yet. I think
fatal four-way that TNT are going to have at their
Oh, yeah.
Ignition show next week between her, Harley Hudson, Lucy Sky, and who's the last one? Hannah Taylor. That's going to be brilliant.
Yeah.
Aurora Tevez, fair play. You know, she's only just moved to the UK and she's
Yeah.
thriving.
I think this year's got to be big for Aurora Tevez. I think as a heel, as a babyface, it works. She's got she's quite small, so she's got the underdog feel about her.
Yeah.
But watching her as a heel in LWF, it worked.
Yeah.
It really worked. And I think she's got something there with that heel gimmick. So
okay.
Yeah.
Right. I think I'm on the last one myself. Yeah, I will be. Yeah. So I say this name and people will already say, well, she's a star. She's already a star. Why have you put her on the list? Sorry.
Went on for that longer than I thought it would. I think you got a bit carried away with that one.
I think I did as well. Yeah. So it's very simple. It's the Labrador or the Scouse Goddess or the Gobby Little Shit or whatever you like to call her. Lizzie Ever, right? Now people will go, oh, people that know me will go, oh, well, you're biased, you do this and that. Let me explain this, right? Okay. She might be holding, 5 titles at the same time? No, 4 titles. Because she dropped one. She dropped one to Falcon, so it's 4 titles at the moment.
Yeah, she's dropped one.
Yeah. So she dropped one. So she's currently holding, bear in mind that one of these titles is defunct and she's got it on a bedside table, right? It's she's holding the Defiant title, the Defiant Women's title, which is obviously defunct. She's got the PCW Women's title. She's got the Catch Women's title. Is that it? Yeah, that's it at the moment. She's only just getting started. The girl is 23. I have no words to describe how immensely proud I am of her. I'm going to try not to cry.
One word comes to mind for me when it comes to Lizzie Ever, and that's inspirational. Everything she's been through this year, for her to come out the other end of it, not just great, but coming out the other end of this year as one of the single best wrestlers. Take gender out of the equation. One of the single best wrestlers in the world, in my eyes.
I'm talking the last 2 years. Over the last 2 years, she could have easily walked away from the business. And she nearly did. She nearly did pack it all in. And there was a point where I had to say to her, look at what you've achieved. She was 21 at the time. I said, look, you're 21. Look at what you've achieved. Wake up. I said, I said to her, wake up. And And there was that point where she just went, okay, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. There is a certain thing next year. There are two things next year that I'm doing that without her encouragement and without her conversations that we've had in the past, there is no way in this world that I would ever even think about even doing that in the first place. Honestly, she's just a star in every sense of the word.
If there's one wrestler I've been quite vocal, there are two wrestlers on this women's one where I've been quite vocal on Twitter on how good they are. One's Harley Hudson.
Yeah.
The other's Lizzie. And
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, if you're going, I'm genuinely speaking directly to the camera now, if you haven't watched Lizzie before, or you have and you just want to watch more of her, make sure you do. Just honestly, take advantage of it, because I swear to God, she's the next one to be at the elite levels. She's the next one.
She's the next one to be snapped up.
Damn good. She's one of the best.
She's the next one.
Male, female, I don't care. She's one of the best in the world right now, in my opinion.
And
she carries herself perfectly.
I'm surprised she wasn't snapped up so easily, and so because she could have been snapped up a year ago, 2 years ago. But she's just, she's got so much better, and to see her, and this is where I'm gonna get bacteria and all that shit. But to see her go, to see her change her mindset and the way that she carried, in the way that she carried herself, and because
she's next level.
Let's
she's absolutely next level.
Let's be fair. The girl has been through so much shit.
She's been through hell.
She's 20. She's 23. She mentioned it on her Twitter the other day. She mentioned it tonight actually. A car flipped.
I know.
On its roof. She came out with no injuries. She came out with a cut finger.
There was one reason because 2021 has been mental, but I completely forgot about that. And the reason I forgot about that is because looking at Lizzie at the end of this year, you wouldn't think so. Lizzie is an absolute fucking trooper. Trooper. So I forgot, but that's purely because of just how.
I can hand on heart say this is personal. This is personal. This is not only is she one of the best in the world. Fuck gender for a minute.
Fuck that.
She's one of the best in the world, full stop. Right? Yeah. But hand on heart, honest to God, right? Without her over the last 2 years, there is no way that, in fact, there's no way I'd be sitting here talking to you in the first place. That is how much of an impact that this girl has had on my life.
Grateful. Immensely grateful for that, personally, for me.
I couldn't imagine, the other week, TNT, the Cold Day in Hell, it was her and it was Falcon. It was stood with Lizzie's family. There's a photo that Tony took and all that sort of stuff. There are very, 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 very few people like Falcon and Lizzie that will command a standing ovation and the blowing the roof off the place before the bells even rang.
The last time you saw something like that was Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, and that was a special, beautiful moment.
The place erupted.
And that's high praise as well.
I was in tears. Her mum was in tears. Her best friend who had never seen wrestling before, ever, was in tears.
Lizzie and Alexis Falcon, and I put Tonga in there as well. Those three are people in a few years from now, you wouldn't be surprised if they were snapped up from major promotions in America or Japan or whatever.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. In a few years, you won't be surprised. You wouldn't, because honestly, Lizzie Evo is that good. She's that good. And she's an amazing person.
It's you know what? It's so funny. It's so funny. It's so funny listening to, because obviously her name before was Lizzie Styles.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was Lizzie Styles, and she has said in the past that yeah, it was because of her obsession with Harry Styles, and the reason why she had to change it was because of other things coming up on the Google search engine when you typed up Lizzie Styles. So she had to sort of change the name. But changing the name did not change her talent. She is unreal.
Massively agree. Massively agree. Yeah.
There are, like I said
I know
that
she's established, but she's also someone who it doesn't
has
matter.
got so much more to offer to the
There's
scene.
still moments, memorable moments for years, highlight reel moments for years to come. They're still coming.
Yeah.
In abundance.
Right. Who's your final one? Because I need to get to bed.
My final one isn't a wrestler. Curveball. My final one is someone who's going up in about 5 days, a few days from now, as of recording. Someone who was my very first lockup in training. For the very, very first thing we ever did was a lockup, and she was my first lockup in training. And now she's the referee with the highest prospect and promise in British wrestling, and that's Laura Kate.
Absolutely.
Now, this is my turn to get sentimental now. I've known her for about 6 months. She's like a sister to me now. She is, in my eyes, right here. She has a special place in my heart. And there's another lad who hasn't even, he's training in Future Shock called Ryan Lowe. Her and Ryan are in here. Massive, massive places in my heart. And Laura, to see her from my very first training session, we were both at the same training session with each other. To see her from there, we talk about watching people from the beginning.
Yeah.
Get any further at the beginning than this.
Yeah.
To see her now refereeing a Future Shock, LWF, Superstar, Odyssey, Catch. Is it Catch? She wasn't Catch.
Yeah.
Catch.
She's done Catch.
She's done Catch. Learning from the best in the world in the likes of Greenwood and Dan Sheeder and Chris Sharp.
She's only been going 8 months and she's already done a solo show by herself.
I love her. I love Laura. Everything she has done is just gold, and she's such a sweetheart as well. So
she's a teacher away from wrestling as well.
Yeah.
Like that, I
love her.
Yeah.
Genuinely,
you know what?
All the promise in the world, and in the future, because there are ideas that a certain other wrestler and I have for a potential debut in the future for me as a manager. For her to referee matches that I'm involved in would be a dream come true.
Yeah.
That's keeping me pumped up. I can't wait. That's the one. You're all about waterworks. That's getting me going now.
You know what? That is such a lovely way to end it.
Yeah.
That is such a lovely way to.
We went quite sentimental at the end of this, didn't we?
Because we've both been really, really sentimental.
Yeah.
And they're both probably gonna fucking kill us for it. It's
well.
Yeah, well.
This is no good. You're supposed to boo me.
I've got more to worry about than you.
You're ruining my gimmick.
I've got a Scouser to deal with. You don't.
Yeah, it's infinitely worse straight off the bat. First off, Charlie, thank you for coming on. This has been amazing, so much fun, and
I love doing these.
Thank you. Yeah, so do
I
I.
love
It's my
doing
first
these.
time doing this type of video, and it's something
So
I'm
much
looking for in the
fun.
future.
So much
Definitely.
fun.
And we're in the turn of the year as of recording it is hit New Year. I just want to once again thank everyone for the support. As of recording my video with Holly Barlow has hit over 200 views. And just before this came out, so I had to like kind of just wipe tears that like made me emotional. So thank you for your support, Charlie, and thank everyone at home as well. Just from the bottom of my heart, thank you. This year's been amazing. Thank you. And thank you, Charlie.